Hello everyone, good evening. Okay,
Good evening.
yes, good evening everyone. So let me just continue today with WebDriver. In the last class, we have discussed about interface. Interface is a very special class in Java, right? What is the interface? Interface is a special class which have all the method which are abstract by default. And when you talk about data we can store in the interface in the form of what? It is just a final and static data, remember. So we are having some rule for interface. If you remember, we have taken this example, right? The particular class, that particular hospital example we have taken, that if I created one interface, right? Let's say I'm having some Indian Medical Association as an interface. I'm having some US Medical Association as an interface. And then how the interface it is, how we can declare it methods inside the interface, how we can, all the methods, all the properties of interface, how we can implement in the child class. So it is a responsibility of every child class to implement all these methods, right? This part we have already covered in the last class. And there are only two rules now. How to accept the data from the interface and the particular child class. Only two rules that you can follow. If you create parent class reference, if you create parent class reference and parent class object, okay, is it possible parent class object to create an interface? No, interface is not considered as a complete or fully implemented class. So you guys are not able to create any object for interface. And that is the reason you have only two choice, only two valid scenarios that you can follow to access everything from that interface. One, if you create child class reference, child class object, you guys are able to call everything from that parent and the child. If you create parent class reference and only child class object, then again, we can call everything from that parent. So this information we have already covered in the last class. Today I'm going to start with Selenium WebDriver. What is WebDriver? Technically, WebDriver is nothing but interface, guys. WebDriver, it is an interface. WebDriver, it is an API through which we guys are able to communicate with a browser and we guys are able to automate our application onto the browser. Means what? Let's see. If you observe Selenium WebDriver, so technically what the developer has done, they have prepared all the method in the WebDriver in the form of abstract method. So basically they have created Selenium WebDriver. It is as interface. Remember, Selenium WebDriver is what? It is an interface. WebDriver include all the method which are just abstract method. So abstract method, what is the beauty? Anyone or any child class can access, which is providing reference of this WebDriver interface. Those child class can access this method directly and they can pass any application and they can use this method, to automate that particular application. So we are having some get method, get title method, get current URL. All these methods are what? And so on. There are multiple methods available in WebDriver. So Selenium developer, they has designed, this Selenium WebDriver as an interface. So they have described some methods inside that interface, and these methods you can use to automate any web application. And that is the reason WebDriver, we can also call it as API. But the point is, this method, this is just available in the interface. If you want to capture, if you want to use any method which is declaring interface, obviously we should have some child class, right? So what the developer has did, they have maintained some child classes as per a browser, guys. Whatever browser you want to use, you can use that browser. That means tomorrow, if you want to automate your application on Chrome, you guys are going to use one child class which is available for Chrome with the name chromedriver. Remember, this is a child class that you can follow. For Firefox, you are having Firefox driver. This is a child class you can follow. For Edge, you are having Edge driver. So basically for every browser, you are having separate child class and interface is available, WebDriver interface. So the relation is very simple now. If you want to call anything from the parent, obviously we can't create a parent object. So I can't write WebDriver driver is equal to new WebDriver. No, parent object. It is not possible if your parent is interface. So what I can write instead of that? See, this is a common statement you have noticed maybe multiple times. You can write in this way, na? WebDriver driver, it is equal to new, and then I can write in this way. So what is happening here? What the scenario I have prepared? First of all, let's understand. I have prepared reference of parent and I have created object of whom? Object of child. So what is the scenario? Parent reference object child or child object. You guys are able to access everything from whom? Only parent. Are you getting my point? All the method of parent class you guys are able to access. So this is the most common statement that we have to write every time to start the Selenium script. Are you getting my point? The one more point. Okay, fine. So is that mean as a tester, you guys are going to implement this interface and the classes? No. In the Java session, I have covered that part. If you want to implement any interface, if you want to maintain any interface, if you want to maintain any class, how to create a class, how to create an interface, that part we have already covered in Java. Now we are learning Selenium. So in Selenium, you don't require to design any interface or classes. No, everything is available. This is ready. Selenium developers has already implemented this and they have packaged every class, method, the complete package, everything inside a one jar file. This is a server file. We can consider Selenium server jar file you will be getting. You just need to use this Selenium jar file where you will get the code which is available for all these things, right? It is ready-made, guys. So this jar file we can just call client library. Remember, what is client library in Selenium? It is all about as per your language. Whatever language you are going to use to automate the application, as we are using Java. So this is a client library for Java which is available. Just the process, you need to use it, you need to download it, you need to add it to the Eclipse, and then only you guys are able to automate any web application. So the first point, this interface is ready. These classes are ready. Everything is ready. Only the point is you need to understand how to use it, where to use it, and for what purpose we have to follow these many classes and the methods and the relation. First point. Now to use client library, one more time, what is Selenium WebDriver? As I told you, technically it is an interface. And they have designed Selenium WebDriver as a API so that we can use it for any application. Whenever you talk about API, API stands for Application Programming Interface. See this, it is a communication medium through which two applications, they can communicate with each other. So currently I'm having Eclipse, right? Suppose this is my Eclipse. And this is a browser which is available on my system, right? I want to automate any application. So when you write a plain Java code, is it possible that we can write a code and this code will pass an instruction to our browser? Is this possible? No, it is not possible. Normal Java code will not help you to pass instruction to directly browser. So we require what? We require in between this communication of a Eclipse and browser, we require here WebDriver. Remember. So they have designed Selenium WebDriver as a API so that we can communicate. We can pass the Eclipse instruction to the browser easily. And then from the browser, we should get some result to the WebDriver interface only. It is possible. So technically, what is WebDriver? Don't say this is a tool. No, WebDriver is not a tool. Technically, it is a library. It is an API through which you guys are able to communicate with the help of that code. You can write a script and you can communicate with the browser to automate any application, which is a web application, obviously. So you have to understand first what is the architecture of Selenium WebDriver. So obviously, if you are using WebDriver here, so you guys are able to write some automation script. And with the help of that automation script, you guys are able to automate any web application. So the first point that you need to understand, if anybody asks you, let me just write these notes. If anybody asks you, what is Selenium WebDriver? Selenium WebDriver, it is an interface, or you can just refer, this is an what? API. So already we did this information in Java classes, right? We covered this topic. Let me just today start with Selenium. So everybody just focus. I'm writing all the information here. First of all, what is Selenium WebDriver? Okay. So remember, Selenium WebDriver, it is an API. It is an interface. Technically, it is an interface. Or you can just refer, it is an API. It is an API for WebUI automation testing. Okay. It is an API for WebUI automation testing. Now, in the Selenium WebDriver, you have to understand the architecture of WebDriver. Okay, few points I have maintained here. Just go through it. See. So this is the latest component of Selenium suite. Yes, Selenium is nothing but a complete library which includes multiple API, right? So for automating functional testing, to perform functional testing, we use Selenium, right? So it is a WebUI automation framework. WebDriver is WebUI automation framework that allows you to test various functionality of AUT. That means application under test. Remember, it is compatible with all the third-party browser, guys. Basically, you can automate application through Internet Explorer, Chrome, Safari, Opera, any browser. Whatever browser support you are having on your system, you can automate. It supports different programming languages, obviously. Java, PHP, C#, Python, Perl, Ruby, Scala, Groovy, all these programming language support we are having. But Selenium is actually implemented in Java, in JavaScript. And that is the reason we are learning here Java programming. If you remember, like we have discussed about Selenium ID also. Selenium ID, it is a robot, right? Where you can, it simple follows record and playback mechanism. But that means you guys are able to record it and you guys are able to, play the script and you will get the result. But in WebDriver, it is just a playback mechanism. You will not get a ready-made option to record a script. So every script written by the tester only. And that is the reason. This part, to understand Selenium WebDriver, you should have enough knowledge on Java. If you know Java programming very well, at least what is class, the object, and the relation between the object and the class, in fact, object-oriented programming principles and all, if you have this kind of information, then definitely you guys will understand Selenium WebDriver script. Okay. So very first go for Java and then you can again learn this entire WebDriver concept. So do practice every day. Fine. So basically WebDriver works on playback mechanism. So we don't have any ready-made like script generation process. No, there is no button like a Selenium ID record button. You have to write everything. Okay, by your own. So test cases can be imported. Yeah, the one choice you are having, test case can be imported from Selenium ID. But this is not a good solution to follow. Do not take directly test case from Selenium ID. See, at the time of interview, people will ask you, write a code. So at that time, you guys need to write your own logic. Do not copy paste from some sites or directly through Selenium ID. Try to understand how to create our own script. That is reason I'm here to explain you the entire process, how you can write your own logic. Okay. So technically, Selenium WebDriver, it is an interface, it is a library, it is an API through which we guys are able to automate any web application. So RC and WebDriver are supporting same scripting languages in the browser, but we are having some more feature in Selenium WebDriver. We guys are able to perform parallel execution, sequential execution, on multiple browsers. We guys are able to have some, we guys are able to use some support from the framework. It supports various framework. So I'm going to cover TestNG framework, Cucumber framework, what is Maven. So many things are there that we are going to cover in this WebDriver session. Right. Now let's understand the main part. This is called architecture. As I told you, the very first, in Selenium architecture, you need to understand 4 components are important. What are those? First is a client library. So just now we have introduced about client library. This is a Selenium jar file you will get, right? First process is what? Suppose I'm having this Eclipse. Everybody focus now. This is my Eclipse. If I want to write a logic so that I can interact with the browser, definitely this client library you have to add to the Eclipse first. The first step, add and use this client library to Eclipse so that we can communicate with the browser. Fine, that means we require one more component, that is a real browser. See guys, when I talk about real browser, these browsers, that means which are available on your local machine. There is a possibility you might have multiple browser on your machine. See, like I'm having 3 browsers on my machine. Example, Chrome I'm having Firefox, and I am having, Microsoft Edge. Yes, these 3 browsers I'm having on my local machine. So obviously there is a security purpose, you cannot directly automate this real browser. Try to understand concept. You are passing a request to the browser, but not through the real browser. See, Google, this Chrome is developed by whom? Obviously the vendor is Google, right? It is developed by Google. Firefox is developed by whom? Mozilla, right? It is developed by Mozilla. Edge is actually developed by whom? Microsoft, right? So every browser is developed by different vendor. So only for a security reason, for this real browser, you cannot pass your simple automation request to the real browser. So it is a responsibility of a vendor. Vendor has given you for every browser respective driver file. So you can launch a separate browser that will be local to your machine only. And with the help of that browser, you guys are able to automate any application. So these browsers will be considered as a dummy browser. Somewhere we can just consider it is as a separate server. Through the server, we are able to communicate with a real browser. Are you getting my point? So only for a security reason, every real browser has provided their driver file. So let me tell you, the one more component which is important here, for every browser, you should have a driver file on your local machine. So example, this driver file are again very easy to recognize. Why? Because name is again same. For Chrome, you are having Chrome driver, remember, right? For Firefox, you are having Firefox driver. Basically, internally, it is implemented by the Gecko. So you can say Gecko driver. Then for Edge, you will be having Edge driver. Okay. So Firefox or Gecko driver you can consider here, and Edge driver you are having here. Done. So what is this component? I can just call it as driver. So these are driver which will give you a same preference or same view, whatever real browser will do, same actions you guys are able to perform with this driver. So the one more point, how we can pass a request? Yes, for communication, obviously, this is a complete web communication we are doing with the help of Selenium. That is the reason we should have some protocol for communication, right? So previously in Selenium 3rd number version, Selenium 3 was previous version, right? Currently we are using Selenium 4 version. Previously in Selenium 3 version, we used JSON protocol. What is JSON? JSON stand for JavaScript Object Notation Protocol. JSON, it is very lightweight protocol for communication, guys. It is a platform independent, language independent actually, right? So we can follow JSON and we are able to communicate. But current version of Selenium is Selenium 4. In Selenium 4 version, we don't have any JSON protocol. Actually, Selenium 4, it is based on a standard, real browser has to follow some W3C standard, right? these vendors, they have implemented driver as per a W3C standard. So the same process they follow for a protocol. For communication, we can have or we can use which protocol here? In Selenium 4, you are having direct protocol, that is W3C protocol. So based on a W3C protocol, what we can do? We can pass a request to the driver. Driver will pass that request to the real browser, obviously based on some HTTP request. Yes, whenever you communicate with a web browsers or any kind of server, we guys are passing HTTP request, that is get post request, right? HTTP hypertext transfer protocol, and we are having some get post request here. By default, get post delete and update, these four we can follow: get post delete update, that means put method. Okay, we can follow. So we can pass a request to the real browser. The real browser perform the task, and the same response you guys are able to see through the driver. Remember. So how many components are available in Selenium 4 architecture? Again, 4 components. The very first client library you should have, so that you can able to write a script, automation script, not Java code. Second component, for communication, we use W3C protocol. Third component, which is I can say driver. The driver which is updated every time and the developed by whom? Obviously, the respective vendor. Clear? And the fourth one, that is nothing but real browser. If you are having this 4 component, everybody, then only you guys are able to communicate, you guys are able to automate any application. Just understand how the Selenium internally works and how many components you require. So the point, out of these 4, you guys are having this real browser on your machine, but you require client library to add, you require driver file to add, and then only you guys are able to automate application. Obviously, first we need to do some setup, and then you will understand this entire code, like how you can prepare a code and how we can automate the application. So this point I have added in the PPT. Just observe. Selenium WebDriver architecture, yes. Previously we follow JSON. Now we are having W3C. This is the architecture for now Selenium 4. Only this is a change they have did. And yes, some other changes are also there, like methods and all they have updated in Selenium 4. That I will cover in the practical part. So you can see and you can refer this Selenium 4 version architecture. So first of all, you should have a client library, W3C protocol, then the driver file as per the real browser, whatever you are having on your system. In a simple way, you can refer this diagram also. Instead of JSON, now we are having W3C protocol. World Wide Web Consortium. It is one of the standard, and as per this only, we are able to automate the application. So first you should have some language binding, nothing but client library. So whatever language you are using to automate, follow the same library. Okay, I'm going to follow Java library. Then you should have a driver and you should have a real browser. So for every browser, you are having separate driver file, right? It is already implemented. Now one more pointer. Drivers are implemented by the respective vendor. So it is a whose responsibility to update this driver file? See, this part is not implemented by Selenium. Remember, driver files are implemented by the respective vendor. So if tomorrow Google Chrome version got changed, so driver should be updated by whom? Obviously Google. So Selenium developer has implemented this part, library part, so that you can communicate and you can automate, right? So this is all about information about architecture. You can refer later on what is this components and all, right? It is just I have written a process. But the main part today, I'm going to cover how internally Selenium developer has written a code for Selenium WebDriver. I just want to show you a little bit, the flow for that. And then I will show you the practical approach, how exactly you can use the same in your automation. So try to understand concept in a depth way. See, this is the main part that you should know. This is Selenium WebDriver classes and interfaces hierarchy. See guys, what is WebDriver? If anybody asks you, obviously, technically it is an interface only. So if you just notice, for this WebDriver interface, we are having one parent interface. This is called parent interface, and this parent interface name is search context. Okay. In this parent interface, you are having only two methods. It provides only two methods. One is find element method. Remember. Okay. And there is a one more, find elements method. Okay. These two methods only you are getting from this parent. All the method like parent interface method, WebDriver can extend, right? So interface to interface, what is the relation? Obviously extend. One interface can extend another interface. In complete Selenium hierarchy, there is a one more special interface is available, that is called JavaScript executor, right? To handle some JavaScript command, some pop-up alerts, some kind of drop down, we can use JavaScript executor, some scrolling techniques and all. I will be covering that in your automation part, right? Then we are having one more special interface that is called text screenshot. To capture a screenshot of application, any page, any particular view, whatever you want, you can capture it with the help of this interface. And if you just notice, as per a rule of interface, whenever any interface is there, there should be child class who should implement all the method of interface. And see, we are having one child class is available, that is called remote WebDriver, which is very, very special class available in Selenium. This is what I will say class. So guys, now tell me, if there is one interface and another one is a class, what should be the relation? Interface to class, what is the relation? It is extends or any other relation we are having?
Implement.
It is all about implements.
Implements.
Correct. Whenever you are having any interface and whenever you are having any class, remember child class has to implement all the method which are coming from its parent. So basically remote WebDriver is a child class available here who is going to implement all the methods from parent. But if any user is coming, right, how the user will interact? Will that user need to directly call this child class? No. All the child classes, I mean this child class has again extended by some other child classes. Can you see? Internally Chrome driver, Firefox driver, Edge driver, Safari driver. As per your browsers, they have implemented all these classes. Remember. So these a class file we can follow, right? To automate or to use or to access everything from our parent. So technically how they have implemented it, let me just give you one overview on that and then we will start with the actual Selenium work, right? So everybody focus. I will be explaining you how they have designed internally WebDriver interface. Everybody focus. I'm going to create a separate package now for Selenium. The actual package available in the market, that is org OpenQA. Just remember OpenQA.Selenium. This is the actual package. Okay. In this org.openqa.selenium, I'm going to create first class or first interface rather, the parent interface, that is we are having search context. Everybody focus. I'm just showing you internally how they have implemented entire hierarchy. The search context, it is a parent interface. As I told you, it is having only two methods. So let me design quickly. I'm just giving you a basic overview. Okay, just focus. There is one method available, find element method. Okay, technically this method will return you a web element, but I'm just writing, okay, fine, it is a find element. And let me design one more method, public void, one more find elements method. This method will always return you list of web element in a real environment. Okay, here I'm just showing you how the methods they have designed and implemented. So this is my parent interface. Let me design now WebDriver interface. Okay, so not class. I'm going to design again interface. So let me just take interface directly. So in Eclipse, you can use this direct option, right? Where you can create an interface. So the name of interface is obviously WebDriver. And in the WebDriver, I'm going to design its own method. Suppose there is a method public void get method. In the get method, you can pass some URL address. Whatever URL you will pass, this method returns it will open that application. So just let me write. Okay. Whenever you are passing some string URL inside this method, okay, the one more point now, we cannot create a method body because it is just a abstract method. So let me design again only abstract method. So this is what a method which will open that URL whatever you are passing. Let me design one more public void. Suppose I'm writing get title method and this method returns a title. So let me just design this method with a return type that is a string. This will return a title of the application. Suppose I'm designing one more public string get current URL. Just observe. This method returns you current URL of the application. Now let me design one more public void and let's say close method. To close a browser, we can use close method. Fine, but as per a relation, if I write WebDriver extends everything from which interface? From search context. So let me design here that relation. That means automatically whatever there in the search context, it is extended by WebDriver, right? And now let me create a child class. So we are having one child class. That class name is remote WebDriver. Guys, remember this hierarchy, okay? People will ask you in the time of interview. At the time of interview, people will ask you. So please focus. Remote WebDriver, it is a child class which will implement all the method, okay, for that interface. So let me just create a class only. And I will be just writing a simple relation. It implements everything from what? Obviously, Selenium WebDriver. So see the rule. Whenever any interface method you guys are going to implement, you just need to implement every method. Okay. So you are having this option, right? Remote WebDriver, you have to implement all the unimplemented method. If you just click here, see all the method you will get here. And here you can maintain a code, the logic behind this method. Suppose this time I'm just writing here, okay, this method return, or let me just write a method name also. So we will understand. Find element method, okay, returns single web element. This will help you to identify single web element, okay. I am writing one more. See the statement in find elements. What is this method internally? Please observe. Find elements method will return list of web element. Remember, what is list of web element? This syntax we are going to learn in collection. So collection topic is remaining, right, in Java. I will be taking after this session. So just observe. Now, what the code I'm going to write for get, as I told you, get will open the application. Whatever URL you are passing, no, this will open the application. So get will open application. Okay, so this time I'm just going to print. Just observe. I'm just going to print that. So I will be just writing that URL here. So whatever URL you are passing, it will print, right? Then you can see internally all the methods are overridden by the child. Remember, parent class methods get overridden by the child, right? So this time what? See, the get title returns you the title of the application. Just to show you, I'm just writing here a simple word. Let's say title. Title is equal to what? Suppose application title. Okay, application title. It will return. So what I want to return? Obviously, I want to return this title. Instead of null, now I'm going to return title from this particular method. Just focus. Same thing I'm doing here. What it will return? Obviously, it will return string URL, current URL. Let me write C URL. Suppose this is what? Current URL of page. Very simple. Okay. And what it will return? C. It will return this C URL. Got it? Now I'm going to update this method also, because child, it's the responsibility of a child, no, to implement all the method which is unimplemented by the interface. Yeah. So I'm going to write a simple message. Close method, close method will close the browser. Whatever browser you want to close, just apply close method over there. So fine, what the relation I have maintained? I have declared one parent interface. There is a one more interface, WebDriver, which is a parent for remote WebDriver, immediate parent, right? So remote WebDriver, it is a class, and that is a reason. This class has to implement everything, whatever it is coming from that interface. So this time two interfaces and one class relation I have maintained. Yes. Now guys, as I told you, Selenium developers are very smart. They have implemented for every browser a separate class. Suppose example, I will be showing you for Chrome. They have implemented this class, Chrome driver. The name is Chrome driver, class name. And okay, inside this also I don't require main function. Internally, what is the relation of Chrome driver with your Selenium WebDriver or any remote WebDriver? So this is a child class for remote WebDriver. So I will be just writing a relation extends. Class to class relation will be extends. Extends what? I will be saying remote WebDriver. Very simple. So automatically this child class can access everything from remote WebDriver. Remote WebDriver is implementing everything from its parent to try to understand the complete hierarchy and the relation. I am trying to show you this relation which is actually implemented by Selenium developer. Search context I have designed, WebDriver I have designed, WebDriver, remote WebDriver also I have designed. Now I'm showing you direct Chrome driver, which is actually a child of Chromium driver, but still, okay, I can directly show you in that way. So here, suppose this class having its own method. Let's say it is having DevTool method. Fine. So let's say this is the method which is coming from the child. So I will say Chrome driver. Let me just write Chrome driver DevTool method. Okay, done. Very simple. And along with this class can extend everything from remote WebDriver, okay, which is already implemented by remote WebDriver. So whenever you want to automate any application, let's say what we do now, generally this code, everything is ready. Okay, so we have to use this library, we have to add it to Eclipse and we are able to automate. But let me show you. Suppose I want to automate any application. So I can just create a class, right? And here I'm writing, suppose I want to test what? Amazon application. What the point I'm going to do? See, I will be just writing here a scenario. Inside a main function, I will be writing what scenario. If you remember, only two scenarios are valid. See, interface है, so you cannot create any object for interface. है ना? Interface reference, interface object, not possible. What you can do if you want to access everything from WebDriver, just write here a first statement to automate your application WebDriver. I'm giving one reference. The word, the variable name is driver. This is a reference variable. Interface name is WebDriver. So WebDriver is here my parent and I'm writing what? New. I want to implement everything through what? Chrome driver. I'm passing a browser class name. So I'm just expecting what? This time it should launch which browser on my application or on my screen? It should launch Chrome, right? So I'm going to pass here parent class reference and child class object. Remember, WebDriver, it is an interface. Driver is a reference variable. New will create an object, but whose object? New will create an object of Chrome driver. Remember, this is the direct child we are having now. Yes, you can maintain any relation. It doesn't matter. But this is what the standard way we have to write a code. So I just observe this time I can use a reference and I can call all the methods which are coming from Selenium WebDriver. Can you see? I'm getting all the methods which are coming from Selenium WebDriver. Okay, this time it is showing from search context, right? Let me do one thing. In WebDriver also we can describe those methods. Public void, let me write one more time. Public void, this find element method, whatever I have written. Okay. And one more time, one more method, let me define here. Public void find elements. Okay, just see. Then you can access it directly through the WebDriver. You will not get option that you are calling from search context. See one more time. If I just write here driver dot, can you see I'm getting all the method coming from Selenium WebDriver, right? So first I'm going to follow get method. What is get method? Here you need to pass a URL. Okay, let me pass URL. HTTPS, okay, standard protocol, right, properly. Then colon. // and then write a URL www dot. Suppose I'm writing for Amazon. So let me just pass amazon.in. That's it. This is the URL address I'm writing. Okay, for this, what I need to do? Driver dot find element. Suppose I'm going to use a method. Find element. Which element? Suppose I'm finding some element of the application. So I'm going to write this method. Okay. The internal technique is different, but yes, in this way you can use a method. So what I want to do, suppose I just want to get the title. So I will be using get title method. Obviously, get title method will return you string. So you can declare as a string. See, I'm going to declare string. This is the title. And then what you can do, you can print the title. See, I'm just printing title. That's it. Similarly, I can write driver.what, see, get current URL. Okay, fine. So this will also return me what? String. So I'm writing string current URL. Everybody focus, it is very, very important. And then I'm going to print it. So this is what? Again, current URL. Whatever the name you have written, just follow the same. Okay, current URL. I have written this one. And then what? At the end, I just want to close my browser. So I will be writing in this way. So if you focus, see the result for Amazon. What the result you are getting? See, I'm getting all the messages. Get will open application Amazon, find element return single web element, application title. I'm getting current URL. I'm getting close. So close will close the browser. Internally, the code is written in this way. But does that mean as a tester, you have to implement such a kind of code that packages and the interfaces and the classes? No, you will get everything ready-made. Let me explain how. So the first point I'm going to show you setup, setup for, let me write properly, setup of Selenium WebDriver into Eclipse. Everybody follow the step. Okay, setup for Selenium WebDriver into Eclipse. So how to set up Selenium WebDriver into Eclipse? There are two ways. One way, using Java project, you can set up. Okay, the first I will be covering Java project. In the later sessions, I will be covering the another way using Maven project. Remember, fine. So let me just cover the first way, that is a Java project. Using Java project, how you guys are going to set up. So the first point, everybody, just observe the steps. First, create new Java project. Okay, create new Java project. After that, you have to download. Remember, you have to download client library. Okay, I'm writing a same name, so you will understand. Client library. This is a library which is nothing but Selenium. I will be writing Selenium server jar file. Remember, in Java, all the Java, Java, that is jar means Java archiver. All the Java archiver file you will get. So jar file you have to download. Third step, you have to add, jar file to Eclipse. How to add a jar file to Eclipse? Again, there is a process. You have to right click. See, I'm writing a process. You have to right click on project. Okay. Then you can simple go to the option build path. Under a build path, you can go to the option configure build path. Let me just write configure build path. Under this, you will have an option library. Okay, you will get one window. I will show you practically, don't worry. So you will get one window. So under library, you can just see if you are using JDK 8, so you will get direct option, add a library. Okay, add external library. If you are using any latest JDK, you will get one option somewhere module path and class path you will get. So always go to the class path. Okay, class for path when you will get after JDK 8. Any updated version, JDK 8 के बाद जो भी version होगा, for that you will get a class path. Those are having JDK 8, you will directly get this option, add external jar. So those are having the updated one. Just click on class path and you will see this option visible, add external jar, where you can add a jar file. Okay, so add a jar file over there. And obviously then you can just apply and save. That's it. Okay. apply and save this process. So after following this one, it will be added into your Eclipse, right? So let me show you one by one these 3 steps first. So this is all about Java, right? We did everything in Java. Now let me show you practically. So for practical, I'm going to create a new Selenium project. Everybody focus. The same rule, same process you can also follow. Okay. So I'm going to create a new project. See, again, I'm showing only Java project through. So just go to new, go to file, go to new, go to Java project. It will ask you, okay, write a name. Suppose I'm writing here Selenium, okay, Selenium 4, I'm just writing Selenium 4 project, okay, Selenium 4 automation. Let me write in this way, Selenium 4 automation. So this is a version 4, fine. And you can check the environment. See, I'm using JDK 8. So I'm having Java SE 1.8 environment, okay. Then you can click on next. While creation of project, do not create any module information. See, whenever you are creating any Java project, okay, right now we are just tester, right? We are going to test the application. So do not create any module information. Somewhere for updated version, you will get this option, create module information. So please do not check that checkbox. If it is already checked, do uncheck it. Fine. For JDK 8, you will not able to see that. So just click on next. Then what? See, you will get the hierarchy, right? SRC is a source folder you are getting. Okay, done. Then we can just click on finish. That's it. So my project is ready. Now I can just create a package. To write a code, I can create a package. See this process, okay? Suppose I'm creating a package, web test. Or let me write web testing. Fine. And under a package, I'm going to create a class. Very simple. See, suppose I'm going to test first application, that is my Google test. Let me write Google test here. Okay, I'm taking main function. But what I need to do? As I told you, to write a code, we have to start with first WebDriver. So just write WebDriver, driver, it is equal to new. And here I'm passing that chromedriver, which is a class file. But now the question, yes, we have to import it, these classes, because these classes are implemented by whom? Selenium developer. So these are not the classes which is coming from Java. So previously we use a scanner class, right? We use some file class. So these classes are coming from Java. So you have to import from java.util, java.io packages, right? But tell me, WebDriver is developed by whom? It is implemented by Selenium developer. It is not a Java class, guys. So if you try to import it, you will not get any option to import it from a particular package. The package name is org.openqa.selenium package. You will not able to see this. Why? Why I'm not getting this option? Because these classes are not implemented by Java. So Java says, okay, whatever you have written, what is this? I don't know. Java said, do you want to create a class? Do you want to create an interface? What is this enum? Java don't know what is Selenium WebDriver. So when the Java will understand, whenever you will add Selenium jar file, to Java project, then only this project or this Java will understand what is Selenium WebDriver. So you will not able to see ready-made option to import these classes and interfaces from particular Selenium package. So to get that, to import, for that import option, where to go? Just go to official website of Selenium. Yes, you have to search for Selenium Dev. Just search for Selenium Dev. So you will get this official website, www.selenium.dev. Use it. Once you open, this is a application, guys, you will get. Let me copy this URL so that you can refer later on. So I will be adding here, right? So first you have to add that jar file now, using which URL. See, this is the official website you can follow for Selenium. Okay. And then let me show you where to go. See, you will get every detail here. Okay, like whatever documentation, if you want to refer, you can follow this documentation option. You will able to see some WebDriver document, ID document, grid document, everything is available here. If you go to the download section, see what we require, we just need that Selenium stable version and some jar file, right? So you can just follow. The latest stable version available for Selenium is currently, which is available in the market, 4.5.0. Fine. So yes, you can have this version, no problem at all. In fact, if you scroll down the page, here you can see some client language binding you are getting. Can you see? Reading. Selenium client and WebDriver language binding. These are nothing but libraries. So Selenium support multiple language. So for every different language, you are getting separate library, right? So we are using Java, so we can follow this particular library. So either from here, or you can just go up, and from here, you can just download that library. Can you see? You can just observe on my system, the jar file is getting downloaded, right? Yes, and it is ready. Okay, my jar file is ready. Fine. So I have downloaded it. If you just scroll down this page little bit, see, you will get some detail about Selenium ID also. In fact, Maven repository and Maven file also you will get here. Just scroll down and see here the main part. Browser you will get, operating system you will get. Whatever supported browser with the Selenium, no, you will get here. So this section when you are going to use, see, whenever you need to add a driver, those driver where you are going to download. Driver file you have to download from this particular section. Okay, so I will be covering this. And see the platform support, which is available in Selenium. So Selenium support Windows, Mac, and Linux. Remember. So this information you will get from the official website. So first point, I have downloaded this server. See, only one jar you are getting. There is a possibility. First time whenever you are downloading it, right? It will ask you, do you want to keep it or do you want to discard, because this file is harmful to your system. If you're getting this message, do not discard. Discard agar karoge to kya hoga? Automatically this particular file will be deleted, right? So keep it and then you can use this file. So what I'm going to do, instead of keeping it in the download section, okay, it will be in the download section, right? So I will just cut this file from here. I will go to my C drive directly. I have already maintained Selenium requirement here, and for multiple batches I have used here, right? So let me just create one folder for your batch. Example, I will be creating a new folder. Let's see, this is a automation weekend. Let me just write weekend. Okay. And what is the code? 221, right? Our batch code. And here, let me go up, automation weekend 221. I'm going to save this file. So my server is ready, right? What the point you need to do this time? Your server, you are going to add into the Eclipse. How? As I told you the step, right click on project, go to build path. Under this, you will have this option, configure build path. Under this, go to the library section. Here, because of JDK 8, I'm getting direct option to add. Those are using advanced version of JDK. You will get some class path, module path, select class path. Then you will be able to see this option. Use it. Add external jar. It will ask you, search the location. So just now I have added no? Inside C drive, inside, let me just find out my path. In Selenium requirement, inside this folder, and this is my file. Just open. See, the file got added. Just apply it, close. Done. Once you apply, you guys will able to see this reference library. Done. And this time, if you try to keep a mouse pointer on this WebDriver interface, can you see? Now it is like option is available here to import. Import WebDriver from OpenQA Selenium. So import it. Now you can see, you can import chromedriver from Selenium. Okay, done. So that means we are able to import this interface and chromedriver class file and the details from the Selenium now, right? But only this one line is sufficient to launch my browser? No. See, what is the point? Basically, now it is a time to ask a Selenium to launch a browser. Suppose on my local machine, this is my local machine. On my machine, I'm having multiple browser, right? Multiple browser I'm having Chrome, I'm having Firefox, as I told you, and I'm having Edge also. The point is, we are going to ask our system, right? We are going to ask our system to open which browser. See, whatever class file I'm passing, I'm just expecting to open the same browser. So I want to open a Chrome. But the point is, as I told you, these are real browser. So you guys are not going to pass a request to the real. So I want to ask my system to pass this request. Request to whom? Request to driver. So this time you just need to understand how to download a driver with respected to your every browser and how to set up a driver into your Selenium script. See, in fact, just observe. If you don't write anything, just write a single line statement. And if you run it, you guys will able to see one exception. That is called illegal state exception. Just observe. You are getting one exception from Java, illegal state exception, saying that path to the driver executable. So one more time, path to the driver executable must be set by whom? Selenium, this webdriver.chrome.driver system set property. Can you just observe here? The information is written already. This is a path you have to set from Selenium Chrome.driver, system property. So means what? Guys, we have to ask the system to set this driver first. So one more step after these 3 steps. Once you complete these 3 steps, जब आप jar को add करोगे, you have to download one more point. To interact with a real browser, download driver files also. Okay? How to download these driver files? One more time, understand the process. We have to download a driver files, then we have to set up, set up driver file in a code, driver file path in script. Let me write. So to set up this path into the script, we are going to use system class. Okay. System is a class where you can either set some property or you can either get some property. So I am going to set some property because I want to ask my system to run everything from the driver, not from the real browser. Okay. So here I'm going to use one method, system.setProperty method. Remember, this is a property method, and in this property, you have to pass 2 arguments. One is key and second one is value. Remember a syntax. Okay. But first, let me cover this part. How to download a driver file. The process is very simple. Just focus one by one each and every step. So as I told you, again use official website only. Go to the driver sections, that is browser section. So I want 3 browsers. Okay, I just want 3 driver basically for Chrome, then for Edge, and I just want to download Firefox. So for Chrome, whenever you want to go to this document, you just need to go to this Chrome documentation, right? And you can see it will provide you some versions to download. Now, this point is very important. Which version you are going to use, right? For your Chrome driver, you have to check it through your real browser. See, I'm opening this site in a real browser only. So let me check which version I'm using currently. So you have to click on these 3 dots. Then you can see you will get one help option. Under that, you will get detail about Google Chrome. Open it. See, currently I'm using this version 106.91. Okay. Let me go back and let me check where is the version. So you can see I'm having 106, but here it is written what? 61, right? So just go back, just click on this link and see they have written a clear message. If you are using Chrome version 106, please download this driver. So this is applicable for all the version, latest version also it is applicable. Got it? Those are having 107 version browser, really if you are using, go for this driver. If you are using still 105 version driver, that means your browser, please go for this driver. See, currently I'm using 106, so I'm going to click on this driver, right? Once you click, you will get this option to download a file. Now, please, as per your machine, that means your operating system, download a file. The process is same for everything, okay? So you have to download a file as per your operating system. So what is this? See, if you are using Linux, follow this. If you are using any Mac, follow this, right? Again, Mac, and if you're having some ARM 64-bit, you can use this one. And for Windows, for 32-bit, Windows for 64-bit, any version, whatever you are using, you guys can refer only and only one, this driver file. use it. See, I am going to use it. So just download karo. You will able to see zip file here. The same process you can follow for rest of the browser. Okay, the first zip I got. Let me go back to the browser section. Again, I will be going back to that my application, guys. Right? I want one more, right? That is Firefox. See, so let me go to first Firefox documentation. Basically, it is a Gecko driver. Remember. So you can just click on documents. Again, you can click on Gecko driver release here on this link. And see, currently the latest release is available 0.310. So here you don't need to check any version for Gecko. Just go and scroll down the page and see again the list is coming as per your platform. Download that file. So I'm using Windows 64-bit. So I'm going to use this one, right? Let me directly use it. It will also download. See, the second file I can show you to down like how to download, right? Similarly, again you can go to what? You can go some last option that I'm having one more browser on my system. So that is what? Microsoft Edge. So let me show you for Edge also. Same process. First download all, then I will cover the topic how you can add it to the Eclipse. Okay. So again, you can see the multiple versions are available, right, for Edge browser. So you have to confirm that which version you are using. So let me open Edge. Let me check about Edge. Again, in the help section, you will get this option about Microsoft Edge. And see, I'm getting Microsoft Edge version again same 106 and 34. Fine. Let me check where it is. 106 and 34. Yes, you can see this one. Again, as per your platform, follow the same version. I'm using 64-bit, so I'm using Windows X64-bit. That's it. And download it. So currently I have downloaded 3 files. You can see zip files are there, right? What I can do, I can go to my download section first. Let me just go to my download section. See here. And here the 3 files are available. Let me select all these 3 files. I will cut from here. I will go to my location one more time. See. So store it, keep it somewhere else, where you can use it all the time. Fine. And then I can just extract each and every file. So just extract all, right? And just extract it. Done. So I have extracted Chrome, right? Then I have to extract this H. Let's see. You are getting separate folder for everyone. And I'm extracting this one also. So let me just extract all. And what I'm going to do, I will be just deleting now this zip file. Unnecessary, it will create a confusion otherwise. Okay. Then I'm going to directly use this driver file, guys. Driver will look like this. So इसको बस directly cut paste करके यहाँ पे paste करो. So I don't require now Chrome driver. Same thing I can do for Edge. Open it. Just driver को copy करो. You can just paste it here. And then you can release that Edge driver too. Same for Gecko. Cut it, paste it here directly. Okay, we don't require that folder and all. Done. So now you are having 3 drivers. The very tricky part, how to copy the path, because see, anyways, we just need to set up some path, right? So for path, you guys are going to click, right click on this. But say if you right click now, you will not get direct option. There is one shortcut. You can just use shift and right click. Okay. Once you do shift and right click, you guys will get this option, copy as a path. Use it, copy as a path. Then I will be coming to the notepad and I'm just maintaining here. See, for Chrome, just remember, for Chrome, this is my path. So I will be just maintaining this path, right? Then for Firefox, let me maintain for Firefox also. Every time you just need to use it, right? So I will show you the shortcut also. Like you can keep this driver file inside what? Inside your project also. And then you can copy the path from there also. So I will show you both technique. But abhi ke liye follow karo, right? So I will be just copy and paste. Then for Edge, let me show you for Edge driver. Okay, this is the path for Edge. Let me just copy again. So you don't need to go every time to this location. You can just directly use copy as a path karo, shift and right click. It is a shortcut you can follow. And then you will able to see the path. Done. And as I told you, we have to pass system.setProperty and some key. So let me tell you, the keys are developed by Selenium developer related to your path. That means if you want to write for Chrome, just write everything in small letter, webdriver.chrome.driver. This is a key. For Firefox, you can just follow. One more time, let me write here. For Firefox, you can write webdriver dot. It is a Gecko representation, so Gecko.driver. Everything into the small letter you have to write as a key. Okay. So here also I can follow webdriver dot what? Webdriver dot. This is the age. So I will be writing age.driver. The first point, it is clear to everybody. What is a key and what is a path? Now the point is how to set up a system.set property. Very, very simple. You guys are going to set some system.set property. So guys, for system.set property, we have to pass that particular path, right? And we guys are able to write a code. So how to do that? Let's see. I will just write here, I will be passing system, then dot, there is a method. As I told you, set property method. Here you can pass your key, and here the second what, that is a value you can pass. Everybody just focus. Those are simply writing a script for Windows machine. Okay, on Windows machine, you have to write a script in this way only. Okay, you have to set up a path and you guys are able to write a logic. But how to set up a path, this part is also important, right? Path you can set up with the help of which method? System.set property. And as I told you, you have to write just this particular path and the method. So let me write a key then. WebDriver, as I told you, Chrome.driver. And now let me take a path from my code. So I have written this path, right? See, for Chrome, I'm going to use this path. Done. So let me just copy this path. I'm going to use it in my script here. So for Windows, you can follow this path, right? Everybody, just observe the scenario, how you can simple write. So for Mac machine also, you can write a path, but not in this way. Remember, there is a one more path, or the format is little bit different. See, I will be showing you here. Suppose example, like those are using Mac machine, right? Let me write here. You guys can simple follow this path. Suppose I'm writing this path, right? This is for C. This is for Windows. So you have to use one backward slash here. Oh, sorry, forward slash here. Already it is a backward, no? So just use a forward slash in your path, and you don't require to write .exe. Remember, this is just a Chrome driver. Till Chrome driver only, you guys are going to pass this particular path. So this is for Mac, but Windows आप इस वैसे लिख, ठीक है? And now you can see what is the beauty. With the help of these two steps, I am able to open a browser. Let me show you. If I run the code, see what is happening. I'm getting Chrome driver is started, and can you see I'm getting this option? Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. That means we are not launching real one. We are launching dummy browser, which is similarly, or which will work or which will act similarly your real browser. So are you getting what the browser we are launching here? We are launching a separate browser. On this driver or on this browser, you guys are able to automate any application. And see, whatever you can see in the console, no? What is this information? This is just log information. Do not think ye error hai, ye exception hai. No, red color lines are nothing but logs. Okay. So this time, if you just write a same driver dot, can you see all these methods are coming from WebDriver now? See the get method where you can pass URL and it will simply open that application for you. Current URL, it will capture current URL, title, it will capture title. So all this method we are going to learn in practical classes, right? Let me show you first get, very simple. This is the test case I'm going to write for Google. So let me just pass URL address, HTTPS, www, let's say Google. Let me pass proper and valid URL, google.com. So I'm expecting what? The Google application should be open. Let's see whether it is opening. Yes, can you see? I'm able to see, I'm able to open my browser. I can see the application also. So yes, this is called automation. So in automation, only one time setup it is, okay? this driver to be added, the path and this reference library to add, it is only one time setup. Now you are ready to go. Just write a code, just write a path, and you will able to open that application. Let me show you. It is I have written for Chrome, no? So what if tomorrow if I want to launch a Firefox, can I write a code for Firefox? Yes, absolutely fine. Instead of these two statements, I will be writing same logic for Firefox. How? See, first I will be writing system.setProperty. This is for now Firefox, no? So you have to pass last example. Then we will stop and remaining topic we will continue in our next class, right? So WebDriver dot, as I told you, Geeko driver. You have to write Geeko driver, sorry, Geeko and then dot driver. You have to pass in this way, your key. Here you can pass what? That value, remember. So which value? Obviously the path. So I'm going to take this path. Everybody focus. And I'm going to pass this path here. Done. So yes, my path is ready. My key is ready. The point is, after the system.setProperty, I have to launch my browser with the help of WebDriver. Driver is equal to which class file we have to follow, not Chrome this time. We have to write Firefox, remember. So just write this class file, Firefox driver. See this. You have to import it because Chrome we have already imported, but this time I'm going to import Firefox. And see the beauty. Can I able to launch this application on Firefox this time? See, absolutely fine. It is working. Okay, something I'm getting here. Wait. Okay, what is I'm getting here? Okay, my Firefox software is updated, guys. Just wait. मुझे update करने दो. See now, it is getting update. So it will take some time. And yes, again, we will try to run this. So let me remove this console from here. Can you see? Firefox got updated now. Let me try this time again. Yes, this time happens. Okay, first time if it is not launching properly, run it once again, or maybe there is a case that you just want to update your browser. See, I'm getting the same issue, right? And this time it is working. My same application I'm opening on which browser? Firefox browser. Similarly, I can follow what? I can follow one more. That is all about our Geeko. Not Geeko, Edge driver. Let me show you for Edge. So for Edge also, I will be first writing some system.setProperty. See this. System.setProperty, some key. What the key? You have to write everything in small, WebDriver. Then I will be writing Edge.driver. See this. And here I'm going to pass that value. Which value? Again, the path of your driver. So this is the process that you can add a path of a driver into your project. And can you see? I can add, and this time I have to launch my driver. So let me just write again WebDriver driver. It is equal to new, the parent reference and the child object. So I'm going to use this time Edge driver as a child. Remember. So write a proper class name and then you can import it. So I'm going to import from same org.openqa.selenium. See, this is one more interview question people might ask you. From which package you guys are going to import Selenium classes and WebDriver? So obviously from org.openqa.selenium, right? So this time I'm expecting Edge, and on the Edge I'm expecting Google application. Let's see whether it is working. See, Microsoft Edge has opened, and see the message also. Microsoft Edge is being controlled by automated test software. And this is the way you guys are able to launch your browser. I hope the point is clear. Yeah, first time whenever you are observing this now, this will be very, very tricky to understand. But if you understand it in a proper way, I don't think so. It is very difficult. So please focus, follow the video, and you will able to prepare your first script. Okay. This is just a demo I have given how to set up Selenium Java project only. Just refer a notes, follow the step. I will be sharing this document. So you can just refer the notes and you will able to launch your own application. So just try this much of code. In the next class, we will see some more, the test cases. Yeah, but this is only for Selenium WebDriver introduction part. I have covered this topic. I'm going to cover in the next class collection part first. We will see the collection part, and we will see some exception handling concept, and then we will start completely automation part. So please to practice everybody, try to launch browser at your machine. In case of any kind of difficulty you are facing, capture a screenshot, share me on my WhatsApp number so that I can check and I will help you in that case if you are facing any kind of difficulty. Got the point? So for today, what the topic we have completed? How to set up Selenium WebDriver. Only one topic we have completed. Try to implement it. In case of any issue, definitely we will cover that, right? Yes, I will be sharing. Yes. I will be sharing recording as well as notes. Just follow the session, definitely. Done. So let me stop the session, everybody. Bye, everyone. Take care. Good night. We will continue rest of the topics again from next class. Thank you.
Bye, ma'am.